Hello, humans, people, weeaboos. We're all the same. I don't discriminate here. Unless you put ketchup in a burger, then we have a big problem. Differences aside, welcome to the ultimate Spring 2023 anime early review, where we will dive on 29 animes and review them one by one based on episode 1, 2, and 3 if it already got released for said anime. I'll be sectioning shows based on genre, and the last genre has my favorite anime of the season at the end of it as the final anime to review, saving the best for last. First, romance, comedy, isekai, action/adventure/fantasy, and finally art. And from this order, I'm guessing you already know my favorite anime this season. Also, everything will be in chapters. So, if you have any anime you haven't watched yet, I recommend you to get out and watch it before watching this, because I will be pulling no punches. I'm going full spoiler mode. This is your final warning. Also, I really love my avatar, but I have this other avatar I just made last weekend, and I wanna flex more of it even if it doesn't fit. So yeah, don't get scared when I start shapeshifting. Now, just let me Oh yeah, that's better. Oh yeah. Now without further ado, grab some snacks and water, and let's start reviewing stuff.
アシスタントの
ここね、モモティ先生ですか？アシスタント希望の五色しおりと申します。
This anime speaks of the tale of a... See what I did there? It speaks about the story of a girl who started working as an assistant to a manga author. She's good, very talented, very classy, and very hardworking. And then he touches her tail and they're married. Okay. I was skipping a lot of stuff. So she's like a princess to that one island. Her grandma is like dead. But before she was dead, she liked stories, and unfortunately this chick only read the bad shit, so now she's an expert in drawing it, and thus she got out of the island for work and decided that she wanted to work with the author of the bad shit. This dude, who is actually very nice, he's one of the nicest characters in Spring 2023, so yeah, he accepts her cause no one really wants his ass. And she starts working with him. The anime is actually pretty decent, even though I'm mostly not really into romance that much. But this is good romance, when stuff is most of the time awkward and stuff. It all plays like normal until they finally finish the work they had and take a nap. And when this dude woke up, he was like, "Ayo, she about to get stabbed in her ass or something." And he tries to save her, but whatever was gonna stab her, stabbed him. And now he's engaged to her. What? This is literally what happened. What part of they got engaged after he got stabbed don't you understand? Jokes aside, turns out she's like one of the star people, and what stabbed the dude was her tail, which means now they are engaged. He can't force her to do something she doesn't want or he'll get a nosebleed, and he can't stay away from her cause he'll have a fever. And it's like a curse, except she wants to love him, but also wants to nullify the effect, so yeah, that's kinda the story so far. Personally, I'm liking it, so I would recommend it at least a try. Also, whoever this kid is, cut the cap. The things she says and does feel much older than her, and then suddenly in episode 2 she becomes stupid. I predict a massive plot twist where she's being mind controlled by Elon Musk of the star people. No way in hell that's a normal kid.
あれ？このノーメンアフロ誰だっけ？ああ、山田。
As you can see, we're not done with romance anime as we're with potentially the most unrealistic anime in existence. Dragon Ball is more realistic than whatever the fuck this is. It's a good anime, don't get me wrong, but you cannot look at me in the eyes and tell me this dude is a hardcore gamer. He looks better than all K-pop idols combined, even though all he does is get blood clots because he's been waiting for his one goddamn boss to spawn. I have never seen him kill a single boss in whatever he's playing. All I've seen him do is touch grass. How am I supposed to take this seriously when a pro gamer actually manages to get a girl into his room? Anyway, sorry I went on a tantrum for a bit. This anime is well cute. In a nutshell, this girl had a boyfriend who took a U-turn on her for another girl and now she's depressed. And she likes to play this one game because he invited her to it. So now this game holds an IRL event, which I don't know if you guessed, but it's the worst decision anyone sane can make. Anyhow, she goes there to flex on him that she became gorgeous or something. As you can tell, she's not one with working brain cells. Anyhow, she goes there and obviously gets destroyed after seeing the couple. Then she escapes, trips, her shoe falls. And then this fake gamer picks up the shoe and gives it to her. Thus starts their one-sided romantic relationship, where this dude is too dumb to get it and this noob is too much of a blueberry to get his attention. Yeah, that kinda sums it. I don't recommend this more than the previous anime I reviewed. At least that one is much more realistic with the star people and stuff. A hot sexy gamer is a myth no one dares to include. And this has included the worst of taboos in one collection.
岩倉光美、今日から東京の高校生です。
なんだ迷子、俺も遅刻、一緒に行こうよ。
予感がするの。
Unlike the other two, this one absolutely slaps. It's about this girl who is really good at doing brain stuff and wants to become the president of the United Nations of Japan, but she's also socially dumb. So you'll see a girl using her to get noticed by her friend and she might end up choosing the worst responses possible. But she learns fast. What I really like about this anime is that even within 2 episodes, the protagonist managed to learn something and adapt to it. Also, I should mention this, but this dude is probably the second most wholesome dude in spring 2023. I'll get to the first one soon. But he's like Makoto from 3 levels of wholesome. He even has the same vibe and way of talking. Even though his voice actor really loves to voice a lot of goblins from Overlord. Anyhow, the anime is really good. I would definitely recommend it to anyone decent enough to not skip every single romance anime in existence. All the characters are great. Go watch it.
高田くんも
事情を知らない転校生がぐいぐい来る Or my clueless first friend. Or the clueless transfer student is assertive. I don't know which one is the correct one. Remember when we talked about wholesomeness? Ready up cause you're about to return to elementary school. This boy is the most wholesome character in spring 2023, so the story is very simple. This boy, stupid. Kids call this girl the Reaper cause her stare is scary. She believed them. This boy believed them. He thinks that's super cool. The kids don't see that super cool. This boy wants to befriend Reaper. Reaper thinks it's a bad idea, but it doesn't matter cause he'll do it either way. And now they're very wholesome friends. And Reaper has a crush on stupid boy. That's the best summary of this anime. And it's great. It's a good anime to turn off your head to just chill and watch. I doubt you'll be disappointed by it since you're probably gonna have a smile throughout the whole thing. If you wanna fight depression, this is a great anime.
高等部の1年生白鷺姫です。姫、今日もよくできているわね。お姉様、優しくて美しい。
It is very self-explanatory. It's Yuri, girls loving other girls, except this is a bit of a ridiculous one. I would never recommend this to anyone unless they specifically like these kind of things. Which is basically girls working in a Yuri romance cafe as waiters. Yep, that's literally the whole story. This girl gets blackmailed by this girl who, for some reason, is not being questioned for anything at all. Like, she told this girl, oh, you hit me and now my hand is broken. And the other girl suddenly goes along with it, even though it's very obvious she's okay because she uses her hand like in every single scene she appeared in. But I guess this isn't as important as getting to the Yuri part quickly, because holy do we get our Yuri scenes very quickly. This whole anime is gonna be someone's guilty pleasure, and I'll be happy to count myself as one of you filthy people. It's fun, nothing outstanding, just fun to watch, and definitely a cringe fest. My favorite kinda show. I just wanted to mention these two very fast, cause they're there, I guess. So basically both already have a first season and I have seen both. For the first one I went in thinking this was season 2, so I was like, when is this episode gonna stop, until I realized it was 1 hour long. It's okay, about what you'd expect from the anime, except the protagonist actually feels like a normal human this time, rather than someone who only thinks about one thing at its... The other one is also about the same as the first season. I would recommend this one as it's super chill and a good anime to just put on before you sleep or something. Very cozy to end the day with. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but I know some people out there understand my language.
夜になると目が冴える。眠れないまま時間だけが過ぎていく。朝が来て
We finally get to this anime. In this season, it is so refreshing to know that within a season where you have 8 Isekai animes, where most of them are just a parody of each other, we still get an anime talking about a subject you rarely see in fiction in general. This anime speaks of the condition of people with insomnia. People who have hard time sleeping. So this dude is basically as dead as my brain cells during school hours. So he hears about a weird tale of how a ghost lives in the school's abandoned astronomy club, which is now used as storage. His classmates tell him to bring something from there. He goes there and holy shit, this place is heaven. No, he didn't die. He just thinks he's gonna make this place his sleep dungeon. That was until he realized it was this girl's sleep dungeon. Seriously, what the hell is wrong with this room? This room's like the JoJo of insomnia. Insomnia users attract other insomnia users. So instead of fighting for the crown of the sleep dungeon, they both agreed to coexist in it. And as members of the Insomnia fan club, they started making late night special events. It's basically touching grass at night, when the chances of cops catching you with cocaine skyrockets. Eventually they get found out by a teacher, and after explaining everything to her, they become the members of not the sleep dungeon, not the Insomnia fan club, but the newly recreated astronomy club. The anime is really great and I recommend it to everyone. The characters actually feel alive rather than some of the isekais I'm gonna talk about later. And thank God this is a sane anime to watch. I fucking hate you all.
皆様方、王がお見えになります。
いつ見ても美しいお毛並み。
片裏におられるのが
人間、まさかあれが王子となる姫君？
Well, hurries, assemble. I'm gonna be very honest with you, I actually forgot about this anime when I was making the reviews, because for some reason it got released on the 3rd week of spring 2023, so other shows already reached their 3rd episode by now. Anyhow, it's a really nice show. People may say it's Beauty and a Beast, and there's some truth to that. Duh. I thought it doesn't matter cause the comparisons kinda end with the ending of the first episode. The next episode will most likely start with content beyond the Disney movie. It's about some kinda kingdom where they made a deal with humans 100 years ago. They stopped the war between each other, but the humans need to give sacrifices because beasts don't want to be equals with humans. Fast forward, we have this girl, which is the current sacrifice they will use. However, she's not scared of death as she sees that she has nothing to cling to in life. When she was young, she realized her name meant sacrifice in another language and that she was adopted by her parents solely for using her as the substitute sacrifice instead of her older sister, which is, I'm guessing, their biological daughter. So she found that out when they were talking at night, and from then she knew she was basically fucked. Fast forward again, and the Beast King is weirded out by how this girl is behaving. She's very kind and straightforward with how she thinks and talks with everyone as if they were her friends. If she was in the real world, she would be the best therapist, cause holy shit, she analyzed the king and basically became his therapist till the night of her sacrifice. However, she soon learns that the kingdom elders goblin looking things hate the king for letting her live till the sacrifice day. So they wanna kill her instead, and that's when a human gets injured while protecting the sacrificial lamb. Turns out it was the king and he's half human. So he hides in this one room during the sacrifice every time so no one sees him. And he doesn't actually eat humans, he just lets them go in secret and instead injures himself to splatter human blood on the floor to fool the kingdom. So that stops today because he decided to keep the girl. Oh my god, they're actually getting married. This enemy is every furry's wet dream come true. So enjoy yourselves, you sick fucking best nice people. Jokes aside, it's very wholesome, and I'm interested with how they carry on from here. Because the end of the episode already feels like a good end of a story. Okay, to be honest, I don't really know where to put this anime, so I'll have it between the romance and comedy section. Because it's a mix of both, while slice of life is the strongest aspect of it.
僕は頭がおかしい。山田アンナ、一体何なんだ。
やれやれ。
なんだ。
ごめんね。
なんなんだ。
よかったね。
なんで。
So basically this boy wants to kill. I don't know why, but he really wants to kill. Especially this girl right here, which is hands down the top of S tier when it comes to anime mukbangs. For some reason, it's so much fun watching this girl devour all kind of snacks, and I don't know if that's normal or not. I've watched To Be Hero, so I already know I am far gone. But this is still a slap to the face when it comes to reminding me how easy it is to impress me. All they did is make this girl eat stuff and suddenly S tier. So yeah, this boy wants to kill this girl, but he's actually very nice and wants to help her. I know the logic here is top notch, you can't get this experience anywhere else, but it doesn't matter because eventually you realize why you're watching this anime, which is to watch this girl ace every single type of snacks you know. So I hope you like that kind of stuff, because otherwise you're just left with the dumbest girl on spring 2023.
お父さんお母さん、私はこれから学園で学び、立派な爆裂魔法使いになります。
We're finally in the legit comedy shows of the season, and we're starting with a long-awaited banger. I fucking love this show. However, my feelings were mixed in the first episode, because I felt like most jokes were just missing. The only one that got me was the one where the great magician girl asks Megumin what she wants, and how that whole joke played out. And I was kinda scared for the future of Konosuba, because I felt like they were going more into a serious tone, which was never what Konosuba was known for. But rest assured, episode 2 came out and it was fucking amazing. I loved every second of it, and now that I've got more understanding of the academy, I appreciate all the characters from the Crimson Eye whatever clan. My favorite scene has to be when the monsters were attacking the city and then they bring those ultra mages, even though they look nothing like mages, and then they proceed to obliterate the monsters. But that doesn't matter because all they care about is to look cool in front of the students, so they keep taking glances at them just to confirm they are appreciating them. Meanwhile, they're just spamming all their moves and ended up destroying the whole ass city. And as long as you look cool doing it, anything goes. I respect this academy, and I can't wait for more episodes to come.
ここは魔法界。その深い深い森の中にこの世界とは相反する存在の彼がいた。
Oh boy. Now we're talking about this one. I think it's safe to put it in the comedy section, as I've seen more comedy than action, I guess. But this anime is literally what I wanted from Black Clover. Just for context, I watched 2 episodes of Black Clover and then dropped it cause it sucked ass. Then I proceeded to the manga so I can consume it faster and reached till the point where I think his name was Yami trained Asta or something. Then I just stopped cause I just realized it wasn't for me. Mashle is the literal definition of Giga Chad Harry Potter. So it's basically a magical world where magic is now used for everything. Meanwhile, this dude is an anomaly and doesn't have magic. So his grandpa had him train for self-defense. And I don't know how their conversation went, but I know one thing. Mashle without a doubt went like, let me show you how cavemen were right. And proceeded to Saitama train till the self-defense turned to immortality. So this dude slaps your magic out of his face. This dude comes to your little bitch stick, only touches it, just so the stick ends up coming itself and get evaporated. But for some reason, not having magic makes you want it. So when people realized this dude was a non-magic filled pussy, they started attacking him, wanting to take him away from his grandpa. But Mashle proceeds to kick the shit out of their magic till they beg him to go to that magic academy. Huh. There are 2 magic academies this season. It's not much, but still weird it happened twice. Anyhow, so it's basically why Mashle is a goddamn Giga Chad and a menace to society. The anime. Even though all he wants is to eat cream puffs. Respect. Hot Otaku Elf. That's all you really need, and it's enough to keep me watching. Before I get into anything, I want to let you know we have reached the first anime with an absolute banger of an opening. This is one of those where I'd never skip the opening from episode 1 till the end of the anime. And speaking of banger, this anime is actually really good. It's weird we have that many good animes this season. Almost like later on I'll be speaking about one of the worst animes to ever exist. But let's keep talking about Hot Otaku Elves for now. Basically, this Hot Otaku Elf is a goddess who made a promise to someone in the Edo period to watch over Edo 400 years ago. And the reason she's a shut-in and hates going outside is because there's this one kid who made fun of her ears 60 years ago. So yeah, very amazing writing without a single doubt. Other than that, the goddess is basically just a more shy, more shut-in Omaru. And she has her Miko, or Shrine Maiden, who is this girl. She's your usual reliable character, but she takes care of everything in the shrine and is serious in her job as a Miko. It's really fun. You get to see the goddess open up to more people and start touching grass and stuff. The art is really damn good in this one. I really recommend it to everyone. Unless you're atheist.
異性調査員リザ・ルーナ。常識外れの頭脳と技術であらゆる不可能を可能にしてきた。そんなリザが今地球の生き物に手を焼いているらしい。その生き物の名は猫。
This anime is an interesting one. So there are these aliens who wanna destroy our planet. Before they do, they wanna check it out of pity. So this girl right here is the one sent to us, so she decides if they should destroy us or not. Spoiler, she doesn't, cause cats. Yes, cats, nekos, kittens, pussy. She entered the freaking cat cafe and now finds cats so cute she can't feel her legs. Apparently nowhere in the universe do any plants have a creature as cute as a cat, but not only cats, even dogs. She realized the power of planet Earth. It was never about politics, never about humanity. It was the fucking pussies. So yeah, she adopts a cat after almost killing the cat's former owners after treating the cat like shit and then throw it on that street. The anime is very cute. I appreciate the IRL animal videos, the ending sequence. However, how come do we get an anime about a girl adopting a cat this season after getting an anime about a girl adopting a dog last season? Of course, this one is nothing like Isekai Free-san, but I can't remove it from my head while watching this anime. I have seen all episodes of the borderline furry anime, and hey, they know how to do their ecchi scenes. The ones which don't involve ramming your pussy on a dog's face. Let's keep that on the side for now. This anime is very wholesome. Please don't get weird. Please, for the love of God, don't, goddamn it.
これより我が息子浦部由紀とは結びの儀に入る。行ってこい由紀と。
Finally, we get to talk about this anime. This fucking piece of shit is the most confused I have ever been watching an anime and trying to decide if it's good or bad. It starts with the dude dying because his dad was doing a ritual or something and tied his son with ropes and threw him in the goddamn ocean to die as a sacrificial lamb. And when the dude wakes up in the other world, he gets his dick stroked by this lady who thinks CPR is a hand job. So great. The beginning is super trash and has literally nothing interesting to offer at all. The dude gets up and is like, bro, I need to get magic and stuff, but he soon realizes there's no magic in this world. So he's stuck in this boring ass world of drunk villagers partying every night. Doesn't sound all bad till you realize, wait. You thought I was gonna go past that? What the fuck is that? What the hell is that? This monster looks worse than the world's most wrinkliest piece of asshole. Who allowed that? I seriously think the studio must find him and turn that guy into a sacrificial lamb and make him meet his creation in person to get second-degree hemorrhoids growing from his face by the sheer bamboozlement of witnessing such a fuckfest of a creature. Anyway, let's continue. Then you realize partying is not gonna save these people from society because they're gonna get hunted and executed. Why? Because they don't accept death. Yup, that's it. They don't accept death, so they must meet what they don't accept. That's it he took. You are what you eat, way too literally, but it doesn't matter cause after our boy goes and tries to save his friends, fails, dies with them, a freaking naked lolly goddess drops a nuke on the ground, except it does everything a nuke doesn't. It revives everyone. Apparently she was part of the protagonist's father's ritual or something, but yeah, she's now here and saves everyone. They go back and she realizes she has no followers in this world because the concept of God never existed here, so now she's useless. Her first follower is a pedophile, which allowed her to revive a CGI fox thing. As you can tell, it's an extremely wild anime, and that's coming from someone who saw 12 episodes of a girl who is trying to fuck a dog. So I'm gonna stop here and just tell you to please keep this anime out of your life. Viewer discretion has been advised.
ワンタンあれば十分よ。
うわー、これが本物の剣か。
仕方ない。朝日にだけは特別だぞ。
Oh boy, we have a situation here. But before that, why the fuck does this anime have such a fantastic animation? The story is so damn generic and can be summed in one sentence, and it's literally the fucking title, except put the word incest before sister. It has some of the best animated fights in the isekai genre, except all the others actually have really good stories. Meanwhile, this guy here saves this girl from a car, goes to another world, thinks he's good but he's not, which already is parallel to the anime I literally just talked about before this one. So then he was gonna die from this dragon, but he called his weird ass sister and speak of the devil, and he comes shitting from the sky. She enters the world because apparently she smashed her head to the wall when she heard her brother mumble about going to another world so she can join him, because she's always wait for him. And when you thought the story won't have an OP ass main character, think again, cause 1, the title spoiled it, and 2, the side character can one-shot everything. Because his sister keeps one-shotting everything, he has to pretend like he's all-powerful, using her so he doesn't get executed for having a higher rank in the guild than he actually is. That's it for the story. Nothing interesting other than the great animation. And if you ask me why am I continuing to watch it then? Her. Yes. Because of this lady right here. She's literally... she's really hot. I finally found a reason to waste my time here. That was until this incest bitch slapped her ass and removed her from relevancy.
生まれついて資料が見えるあがん持ちに平穏な生活は望めない。平穏が欲しかった。
This is an anime which really surprised me. You have this hero and this super massive necromancer lord kind of thing having a great battle before the hero managed to quote-unquote finish off the necromancer. Lil bro did a weird move which kinda saved him. So his soul went to the body of a normal human being in a normal world. However, his throat was cut as if someone killed him, because that's what happened. So he gets chased by this crazy ass girl with no powers till she corners him, in which he decided, you know what? Fuck you. Then proceeds to one-shot her ass, or more like stomach, with magic skeleton thing. Throughout the whole thing, there was a dude who controls drones watching the whole thing, which ended up with the agency he's in to come for Lil Bro right here. They talk about what the fuck is happening, and Lil Bro decides to save this girl, making her a zombie with intelligence stats. She's still kinda dumb, but she's not constantly screeching, I guess. And it appears that she was psychologically ill since she was young, cause some man killed her family in front of her, and instead of getting angry, she's like, bro, he's having so much fun. So fast forward many years, she finds him and kills him for fun. Anyway, the drone dude reports to the agency leader that a house is burning with kids in it. Lil bro asks to lead him there so he can help, because apparently, even though he's the dark evil lord of necromancy, he is actually very kind. That was until people from his world killed all his friends and the loved ones. So he decided to burn them all for revenge. That's how the hero ended up fighting him. So they led him the way and he saved the kids, and now he works with the agency. The show is actually pretty good and I would definitely recommend watching it, even though it's an isekai, and fuck isekais.
人生に絶望する俺が開いたのなんだろうこの扉異世界への扉だった。
異世界にチートスキルを手にした俺は現実世界をも妄想するレベルアップは人生を変えた。Or I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world. I have something to confess to. I dropped this anime before even finishing episode 1 because I felt like it was very generic when it comes to characters being borderline fatphobic for no real reason, and I thought it was gonna be some kind of revenge anime. Also, having the word Isekai in the title did not help at all because I kinda knew where this was going. However, after my friend talked about it more and how people really liked episode 3, I doubted my judgment and went back to watching it. And let me say this, I was very wrong. It has nothing to do with revenge. And the isekai aspect of it is so minimal, I even forgot it was an isekai at some point. So basically this dude right here goes to an alleyway and finds some thugs harassing a girl. He takes their attention away from her and they start beating him up. Some police show up and the thugs run away. The girl's like, "Are you okay?" And our Chad is like, "Rebozo, gonna go home." And so he does. He remembers some stuff his grandpa told him when he was alive, like being kind to weak people and stuff. Except about 99% of the cast absolutely hate the living shit out of him for the sole reason that he's fat. He gets beaten in school and goes home just to end up rampaging and breaking everything. While doing his epic unboxing video of the house, he touches a wall and realizes it's a hidden room. That room represents the isekai aspect of this anime. He goes there and checks out stats and finds he has shit stats, and we both know why. Even the other world is roasting his ass for no reason. So he tries to use weapons and stuff, but after easily one-shotting a giant monster, he gets insane stats, and voila, he's an OP isekai protagonist. But that doesn't matter, cause this world contributes nothing to the anime other than make this dude handsome and earn him some easy money. And a wife on episode 3. The day after, he goes to school while being handsome, just so everyone gets surprised by his looks. But after he told them he was the same fat dude, they started harassing him again till that girl he saved in the alley came in a car and invited him to her prestigious school. He accepted to try one day and liked it since no one was treating him like an absolute middle school restroom shit stain on a wall. So he accepted joining the school, and now his life is the absolute opposite of before finding the hidden room. I recommend giving this anime a try. If you still don't like it, at least we can agree that the opening fucking slaps way too hard. To be completely honest, I was so damn close to skipping the review for this anime because while watching it, I was so damn close to sleeping. It is so damn boring and the characters each only have like one joke to spam throughout the first 2 episodes. So I'm really not gonna even bother with this one cause my anime list got the review spot on with one sentence. It says, "These public safety workers are here to save planet Earth from aliens, one job at a time." And it couldn't be more true. That's the whole plot. The only slightly interesting character is this detective who just seems like he spent a lot of time on Twitter. At least it's not that weird, unlike Great. Now this rat wants to suck his dick. What's wrong with anime lately? A girl wanna fuck a dog. A girl is marrying a furry lord. A girl gets emotional damage from cats for existing. And now this thing wants to bite this dude's dick. Where did we go wrong? How did it come to this? Why does this exist? This anime is literally DPS phase the anime. Most of the action is just them standing in a wheel of radiance and spamming their guns. What's next? Naked men on a fat... I hate you all.
始まったな。我々の ゲームが。
それは突然始まった。オタクと呼ばれる人々は政府機関の保護の対象になった。世界に誇れる文化を守ろう。それを疑う人はなぜかいなくて、オタクは姿を消した。
Now we are getting to the too weird category. The best way to explain this anime is that it's a show Studio Trigger would absolutely love to animate. The opening of this anime is one of the weirdest openings I've seen in a while. The story is about a weird organization which is trying to get rid of or protect otakus by basically putting them behind cells and taking away all otaku merchandise away from them. It looks like an apocalypse, so the otakus made the gang to fight back. And somehow, for some reason, the otaku revolution has overpowered magical girls. There is a red one, blue, and pink one. It seems like at some point all three were together and nothing could beat them, but with time they got separated and only the red magical girl was in the otaku gang. The blue girl wanted a happy ending on Tinder and got tricked and kidnapped. The pink girl made a whole masked gang who basically are drugs addicts and claims she can't fight because of an illness cause she's addicted to whatever the fuck this shit is. So yeah, by the end of episode 2 they managed to collect all the magical girls, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed this anime. You just have to turn off your brain while watching this, because a lot of stuff happens out of nowhere. I was waiting to talk about this because it's not what I expected. First of all, the opening fucks so hard, I felt like I was having sex listening to it. And with no partner, it's basically jacking off. The story is about thighs. What? You think I'm joking? Yes, I am, but thighs make like 70% of the anime, so yeah. This dude loves thighs and admires the thighs of that one blonde girl he knows. She tries to roast him that devils might attack him and all he thinks about is thighs. He argues by showing her a trap. It's basically a hole with bamboo stuck on the ground, so anyone who falls gets sewered. And speak of the devil, he comes. The devils attack them. One of them wants to eat the girls, so this dude cooks pork. Take the devil's attention away from the girl and ends up falling in the hole. But the devil doesn't like pork, so it basically looks like he's enjoying cooking in the girl's eyes while she's about to get devoured. Fast forward, the hero comes and saves her. She falls in love with him and invites him to eat her cooking. He smells something nice, and it's the pork the dude made for the devil. The hero goes to the pork, falls in the hole, and dies. So everyone put the blame on the protagonist. He says it's not his problem, even though he could have told the hero about the hole. On the later day, the dude wakes up and realized he looks like the hero. He hears someone from the hole, and it's a girl who's this close to getting killed by the hole. I swear, this hole has the most KD ratio in this anime. Anyway, this girl is a necromancer who helped the real hero. She basically made the protagonist change bodies with the dead hero, but is basically as good as a zombie and still relies on his own mana. That was her promise to the hero, to make someone great use his body if he ever dies. So this guy technically killed him and he's the best candidate, and his actual body is inside a little coffin she has with her. Anyway, they find one of the hero's friends who secretly hates the hero because he couldn't pull Excalibur, and the hero did. So he wants the hero's body to use Excalibur. Since the new hero is scuffed and can't make the sword go hard, it can change shape but is basically floppy. The hero's friend tries to destroy the coffin while the necromancer is sleeping to kill the scuffed hero, but she has a protective barrier. So later he does this plan where they go to a castle and fight devils. And when the time is right and he's alone with the hero, he kills him. Anyhow, they find out he's a traitor and he fails to kill the hero. They trick him and beat him with some interesting floppy sword tricks. Even though I explained this a lot, I also skipped so many parts, even though there are only 2 episodes. So this anime is stacked as fuck. I do recommend it if you don't have anything to do right now. It's meh, other than the OP. The opening is the best thing about this anime.
娘よ、君の彼氏を殺しました。
We have reached the point of talking about this anime. Within the beautiful set of shows we have this season, this anime has to be the most interesting one. It's basically a murder mystery where you know who the murderer is as soon as you read the synopsis. It's not about finding out who the killer is. It's about finding out how to cover up the murder. This is the first time in this review where I'll be using the characters' names. I don't usually use them because I'm shit with names, but here I feel like I need to use the names. So we have Tetsuo, the father, Kazen, the mother, and Reika, the daughter. Reika has been going out with her boyfriend, Nobuto, and is getting physically abused by him. Tetsuo finds that out after hearing Nobuto tell his friends about it, right after he got out of her apartment. Tetsuo leaves him, but someone who knows them gets suspicious of Tetsuo for staring at them and takes him to an alley, strips him, and takes a picture of him with his ID. Tetsuo goes to check on Reika's apartment, in which after he's in, he hears someone coming. He hides in a closet and sees Nobuto get in. Nobuto gets a call from the man who stripped Tetsuo, and the man tells him about his encounter with Tetsuo. Nobuto gets angry and assumes Reika told her father about their situation. Nobuto says he will kill Reika, which makes Tetsuo tries to call someone. I'm not sure if it's the police, because that's the most logical approach, or if he was going for Reika to tell her not to enter the apartment. But that doesn't matter because something else happens later. His phone falls and Nobuto heard it. Nobuto gets close to the phone and reaches for the handle. It seems Reika forgot her phone because it starts ringing, interrupting Nobuto. I think that's when Tetsuo had a horrific idea. Nobuto takes the phone and sees Tetsuo's name. He tells him he's gonna kill him. Tetsuo tells him to look for a surprise from Reika in the closet, in which Nobuto does so. Tetsuo surprises him and attacks his pee-pee, takes which seems to be a rice cooker and smashes Nobuto's head with it, killing him. Kazen, Reika's mother, then enters the apartment and sees everything. Tetsuo and Kazen agree to cover up everything for the sake of protecting their daughter. However, it does not end since Nobuto's friends are outside and saw everyone who entered. From there, a lot of mind games happen throughout the days and a lot of planning, tricking, gardening, and questioning happen. And I cannot possibly cover it here, for it would be 8 times longer than it already is. It's a fantastic anime and I recommend everyone to give it a watch.
プラチナゲットできりゃ石化復活液無限生産マシーンの爆誕だ。
たとえ誰かを傷つけたとしても
当然だが全てが人類未踏の危険すぎるミッションだ。
We get our boy Senku doing pirate stuff. Not really, but they do use an engine-powered boat at some point. If you don't know already, this is the 3rd season of Dr.STONE, and before you watch it, you need to watch the special episode called Dr.STONE Ryusei. Otherwise, you won't have the slightest idea who the fuck Ryusei is, why he's with the Senku gang, and why he's so goddamn cool. Which is exactly what happened to me when I tried watching season 3 the first time. So yeah, I hope no one forgot about that. Also, I am so glad I watched till episode 3 before doing this review, because at the end, the tone of the anime heavily shifts toward what really matters. When it comes to the story, they are trying to find oil. In this special episode, they made a currency, which I love how they utilized in this special episode. So now they're trying to make a boat, which can handle about 10 months on seas to go explore more and get oil. Though they find oil much sooner after following a boar with oil sent all over him. Oh yeah, they also revive a chef Ryusei used to have, who apparently doesn't have a gender as of episode 3. Their purpose is to make food, which would last 10 months without rotting. Senku also makes a camera for the reporter girl as a gift for letting him use some revival fluid she was hiding to revive the chef. So yeah, when she thought it was a gift for her help, Senku went Rebozo mode and revealed that he made so many other cameras so they can capture the new map from above using the flying balloon they made in the special episode. So fast forward and we have an engine-powered boat to test out their new invention, GPS. And while doing so, something big happens, and the connection to the village becomes weak. Not because of the connection failing, and not because of any nature-related thing, it was someone who was sending them a Morse code, WHY, which Senku instantly takes as the mastermind behind the humanity's petrification. And that's where the episode ends. Finally, we are getting into the petrification thing, and we at least know the mastermind is revived and is doing so well in terms of science. I would love to see someone as smart as Senku be against the science kingdom. This goes without a single thought. Dr. Stone is a must-watch. I enjoyed every single season, and this is starting with a bang.
とてもこの世の光景じゃない。ここは極楽浄土。それとも
ここは極楽じゃなく地獄。罪人に仏罰を下すための。
Again, just like Dr. Stone, I am so glad I waited till episode 3 before viewing this anime. I think most people will already be familiar with this anime since it's fucking Mappa doing it. So it's about this guy who is supposed to get executed, but no execution manages to scratch him. Meanwhile, this girl is gathering information and is basically having a good old podcast with him. The dude doesn't seem interested in living and is like, come on, kill me please. But nothing hurts him. Fitting for his name, Gabimaru the Hollow, cause he's emo as fuck. The reviewer girl manages to relate to him a bit and get some information about his wife and how she's the only one who might have made him not hollow. So basically, emo lad made the revolutionary discovery. You can actually do something other than being sad. And they actually realized there's blood in the heart. Anyway, fast forward to the final execution they were preparing, and it's the podcast girl, and psych, she's not a YouTuber, she's the executioner who is supposed to handle Gabimaru. So she exposes him for being a fraud and saying shit like, can't wait to die, even though he hardened his body to not die. He's like, what the fuck, and she tries to kill him while he's running away. And I shit you not, while writing this script right now, which is in the past if you're watching this on YouTube, Episode 4 just released, so I'm gonna watch it. Fast forward, I just watched it and I'm so glad I did. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, so the girl was trying to kill Gabimaru while proving to him he does indeed have an attachment to life through his wife, and end up working together to instead give him freedom through fighting the elixir of life thing. After many attempts, they agree that he was way too emo about it and end up killing everyone in the room who objects to release him from execution. Then the shogun sets up this whole operation where many criminals are gathered and each one is assigned an executioner in case the criminal doesn't follow orders. They tell them to kill each other to lessen the numbers, going to the dangerous island which has the elixir of life. They do, and only characters with actual decent character designs end up surviving. Fast forward, they are on the island and holy shit, one of the criminals is already going ham shit on Gabimaru. This has to be one of the scenes where I was disappointed because eventually it doesn't show the fight. It just skips it and the criminal is dead. Anyhow, the executioner girl is like, don't be fooled, I'm not your friend, I'm your executioner. The criminal's executioner is like, psych, it's gonna be fucking wild in here soon, let me go back. And then Gabimaro wants to kill the girl because she's a hindrance to him. But both of them can't kill each other because heart stuff. They make up and then we get a good look at the actual danger, which is the island itself. It has weird bugs with human face, which turns you to a literal plant. And giant deities, which are basically titans from Attack on Titan with color palettes. So yeah, after having a good fight with them, they meet a kunoichi with 2 executioners. One of them was the executioner for a dude who the kunoichi experimented the hell out of him till he died for information on the island. So they agree to help each other till they find the elixir, but no promises of no backstabbing. And then suddenly, the executioner girl dies of uselessness. I don't know what the fuck was that, but yeah, the story is tacked and it's fucking good. Watch it. This one doesn't need that much explanation since it's a spin-off which takes place in certain parts of season 1. In the first episode, Despa is like, oh fuck, I'm 1% less pretty today, I must be aging, and tells Bocchi that he can't train Bocchi when he has stress of being uglier. So he sends Kage to go get some kinda mushroom which makes people prettier or younger kinda thing. Kage goes to buy it and soon finds out it's very rare and dangerous to get. So one of the merchants tells him to go to that one dangerous place where he can find the mushrooms where a scary monster resides. And once it gets you, you can't escape. Kage goes, finds a giant monster with an old lady on top of him, who later falls down and hurts her leg. Kage takes her to her home since she says she can't walk. Then she tells him she can't clean the house when she's injured. So Kage does it. Then she says she can't do the housework when she's injured. So Kage does it. I think you got the drill. She's the monster you can't escape from. Hours later, he tells her he's going home. And she asks him if he can do anything about her broken hoe. I think that's what it is. He says he can't, and she tells him he was unlucky since he wanted the mushrooms to sell them. But he corrects her that it's for Bocchi's sake, and then she gives him a pie. He returns and tells Despa he couldn't find it, but Despa smells the pie and it's a pie made out of the same mushroom. Later, Despa feels like he's short of money. So he sends Bocchi to gather some money and learn how the social life of a king works. Bocchi and Kage try out many jobs, but Bocchi is both weak and deaf to be able to do them. So they decided to make a try to hit Bocchi game and it succeeded. Then a poor girl comes to gamble with all her money and loses it. Bocchi is sad since he didn't really like the idea of letting her lose. So later they tell Despa to help her and Despa ends up teaching her how to get money. Episode 2 takes place when Bocchi and the knights of the underworld were returning to Bocchi's home after Despa's training. They camp overnight and Kage ends up seeing a monster's shadow. He tells Bocchi and both try to look for it. They find 3 men and follow them but lose them. Then they find a house with scared residents. The 3 men enter and look like they were robbers. Bocchi takes care of them and they get out and find the monster's shadow. Turns out it was one of the knights sleepwalking. The second part of the episode has to be one of the most wholesome in spring 2023. They get caught in a sandstorm and travel to this jungle-looking world, and all the monsters are these weird animal resembling colored blobs who make cute noises. They play with them till a giant one appears and follows them. Later they realize the small one are the kids, so they return them. After doing so, a giant cloud sucks all the monsters and returns them to the desert. It's very weird, but interesting. If you like season 1, it's basically the same side stories you're used to, so it's great.
道を極めた者がたどり着く場所はいつも同じだ。 時代が変わろうともそこに至るまでの道のりが違おうとも必ず同じ場所に行き着く。
一緒に行くか？
We get into the big boy, the big daddy ufotable anime, the unlimited budget anime, Demon Slayer. At least that's what everyone knows about Demon Slayer. Literally no soul speaks of anything other than how godly the animation is. And it's godly! But not just that, we have other godly thing to talk about today. The Swordsmith Village. So, after the Red District arc, everyone was rushed to 24/7 care, and it seems Zenitsu woke up first and is already on another mission. Inosuke wakes up later, in which he brags about when Tanjiro wakes up last. Also, can we agree this dude is the best character in the anime? Yes? Yes. I knew you'd say that. Anyhow, Tanjiro lost his sword, so they're looking for Mr. Haganiska, who only left Tanjiro a ticket to hell in the form of a message. So Tanjiro wants to go to the Swordsmith village to get Haganiska to make him a new sword. He does so in the most secret way possible. No looking, no smelling, no hearing, only getting carried there. He arrives and talks with the big boss there. Tanjiro says it's his fault for breaking the sword, but they say it's Haganiska's fault for forging a sword which could be broken. Then we meet my favorite Hashira. She has a great name, great personality. She's like very powerful and stuff, and really good with the sword, and has a great personality and stuff. So yeah, she tells Tanjiro about this secret weapon thing and to go find it. Tanjiro starts exploring and finds Tokito, who's a Hashira, and a kid defending what looks like an ancient mechanical samurai made 300 years ago. Tokito wants the key to activate it so he can train with it. Tanjiro defends the kid and gets wrecked very soon after. Tokito gets the key, and after fighting the doll, he breaks one of its 6 arms. Later, the kid and Tanjiro try to make the doll work, and after a while it does so. And thus starts Tanjiro's training, which after a long while, he ends up breaking the head. And from the neck appears to be an ancient sword. It's rusty, so suddenly Haganiska comes and tries to get to fix it. He takes it and gives a replacement sword to Tanjiro for now. Later, 2 of the upper moons, the 5th and 4th, start their attacks, and while Tanjiro, Nezuko and Tokito are talking, the 4th upper moon gets in. Tokito beheads him, but he instead grows missing parts, making 2 4th upper moons. They yeet Tokito into the forest and try fighting Tanjiro and Nezuko. Suddenly, freaking Genya shows up with a freaking gun and is like, hell yeah, we're a free country, and shoots both demons and beheads them. But little did he know, now there are 4 4th upper moons in front of them, each with their own natural based power. One of them, who's a bird, steals Tanjiro to the sky and is like, I'm a fire in my leg! And Tanjiro falls. Shub the Whoop then holds his legs and is like, I'm a fire in my leg! It takes no brain to say this, but Demon Slayer is a must-watch. There's also a whole scene about Muzan and all the upper moons at the beginning of the first episode, but I was like, I don't actually need it for this review, cause it's basically Ufotable flexing their insane production.
幸せな気分になる夢を見た。
最近みんな変なんだ。
変だね。
変かな。
時雄は外がどうなってると思う？
Oh god. I'll try my best to keep this as short as possible. The best way to explain the general concept of this anime without going into deep specifics is that it's really similar to The Promised Neverland. And if you didn't watch The Promised Neverland Season 1 specifically, first, why? Second, it's basically kids being farmed to be eaten by monsters outside the walls. This anime relates in having kids being raised in an isolated place. The outside world is a mess, an apocalypse, where giant monsters try to eat humans. I don't know why the kids are being raised, since we know that place is dangerous, but we don't know why yet. It's also similar with the isolated kids starting to explore human emotions, which is kinda weird, but kinda fits how the anime works. I'm guessing there's definitely someone sabotaging some stuff to make kids learn faster than intended. Best example is when a boy got sent nudes of someone else, even though that individual didn't send anything. Anyhow, the outside world is basically survival of the fittest. And laser beams. Holy shit, this girl, dude. It's a bit complicated, but for now, let's call her a she. Just to differentiate between her and her friend for the sake of the review being simpler without using names. She has a crazy ass laser gun, and her friend is a kid who has the power to basically one-shot the monsters the moment he touches them, like Shigaraki. They're basically looking for a place called heaven. There's like a tomato heaven or something. They look through what once were homes, looking for food, energy, and clean water. The girl is basically there because she does odd jobs and ended up being a bodyguard for the kid during his travels. So the first monster is one where a lady who's in charge of an onsen house, or could be just a normal house, but it has a hot spring area. The lady tells them about a man-eating monster and they tell her that they want to kill it, so they sleep there and then realize they were basically drugged by the lady to not go outside. They get out and see the lady. They find the man-eater, but then the lady defends it, saying it's her son. Her quote-unquote son kills her, and then they end up killing her quote-unquote son. Anyway, they find the tomato heaven place and stay there. While eating, someone from the heaven boys asks the girl if she was Kiriko. Kiriko is someone who was a famous race driver. She's like, cut the cap, and he's like, you cut the cap. He shows an image of Kiriko and she looks exactly like the girl. Later they relax and holy shit, the boy just confessed that he loves his bodyguard girl. She's like, bro, I'm a dude. And he's like, what the fuck? So yeah, apparently she was a he. He has a sister. He dies by man-eater. Sister sacrifices her body for him to survive. And voila, he's a she with a his brain. That's really the shortest I can summarize it, believe me. Also, he has a big bro figure who went missing, voiced by Zoro and Hijikata. Perfect. And now they're looking for him and one other dude. Anyhow, they encounter a fish monster, make the water surrounding it dry out, and give it a death touch by the kid. Meanwhile, in the kids' farm, they're doing a madness. Some kissing each other, and some asking to cuddle naked in bed, but in the most unromantic way possible, because they're just dumb kids being misled in the end. They were never taught these stuff. In this regard, it's really similar to Darling the Franxx. So then two girls discovered a vent and became imposters immediately. They find a room filled with 10 tails cute babies. I'm guessing these end up being man-eaters or something, but all we know is that this place is very dangerous because this kid with an illness says so. Next episode we'll find out why, but yeah, holy shit, this is the longest review yet. This anime is fantastic and I recommend everyone to watch it.
Ne, あなたは何になりたい？ここなら何にでもなれるよ。ここはエイデンアカデミー。バーチャルの世界で活躍したい子たちの学園。ここでは日々たくさんの生徒たちがなりたい自分を目指していろんな授業を受けているんだ。私ミラ君、憧れのキズナアイちゃんみたい。
I'm going to keep this one short because this isn't really that deep. It's fairly very simple. VTuber called Miracle wants to win the Lapin Door, which Kizuna Ai once won. So starting off the bat, we have Kizuna Ai worshipped by everyone in this academy as the best VTuber in the world and as the best one performance-wise. I mean, I can't complain since my favorite song is when she was like... So there's this virtual academy she goes to, and her teacher is a goddamn furry. I mean, they choose their avatars. It's not like he was forced to do it, but of all things, he chose to be a furry. And nothing scares me more than the fact he's the most sane character in this whole ass anime. So yeah, they take classes and stuff, and Miracle is supposed to be kinda mid at singing, even though I thought she was good. And she meets this one girl who is named Chris. When was the last time I've heard of a person named Chris who identifies as a she? Well, it doesn't matter, but it's kinda weird that it happened twice in a month. Anyhow, we should change her name to Siri, cause holy shit, she has zero personality. Her opinions are basically Miracle's opinions. She's the ultimate XQC viewer, but the only difference is that XQC is not a cute dumb anime girl. He's a dumb goblin, unless he brings out Felicia. Anyhow, they make this contest where everyone must sing a song made by none other than Kizuna. So Miracle asks for help in chat, and this one girl, who seems to be at the top of the academy, kidnaps Miracle's mind and sends her to the Colosseum looking room just to tell her, fuck you, fuck off, do more, pussyo. And as she said her wise words, it was up for Miracle to do more and stop being a lazy ass fucking.
たった4本の弦、そこから奏でられる音が耳にこびりついている。俺はあの音に
This one's gonna be also a bit short, cause there isn't really much to show, but don't let it fool you. Sometimes less is more. It's about this boy who used to play violin with his dad, who's a pro violinist. Some drama happens, his dad divorces his mom, media goes wild, his mother breaks down. Basically some wild shit happened. And now he lives alone with his mom, and he swore to never play violin again, opposing to his father's request to keep playing violin forever. Anyway, the gym teacher asks the boy to teach this girl how to play violin, and he refuses. The girl is an interesting character. I really never thought many animes thought of doing, cause it's kinda of a risky move. My first impression of her is fuck. This is why I wanna stop watching this anime. And my second impression of her is fuck. This is why I wanna keep watching this anime. It took an episode and a half to make her one of my favorite characters of spring 2023. Anyway, so apparently she used to protect her friend from another girl's bullying and ended up slapping her, which the aftermath of that ended up with her friend getting kicked out. Everyone in her class hates her and she's irritated to go in class and see their faces, which is why she tried to pick up and learn playing violin so there can be a reason for her to continue going to school. And now she wants the boy to teach her, and with some tries he ends up playing a song to show her how it's done, which basically broke the curse of his father. I'm not sure if this is better in the romance category or the arts category, but since there's already too many in the romance, I put it here. It's a great anime, go watch it.
20世紀、世界は超演劇時代へと突入した。演劇は大衆娯楽として世界規模の大ブームとなり、人々はひときわ輝くセンスを放つ者を大スターと呼んだ。そして大スターの頂点に立つ者をこう呼んだ。ワールド大スター。
This anime, well, we've got a weird one here, boys and girls. First of all, I'm not too sure, but is this the first time an anime about acting was made? I don't know, but yeah, we don't get much of those. So the story is about Sonic, Tails and Knuckles. Oh wait, wrong names. So we got pink-haired girl, blue-haired girl, and the bitch. Basically, Daistar is for people who are really good actors and singers, or just stuff you need to perform in the theater. And War Daistar is like the Oscar. It's the pinnacle of Daistar. So now you follow this fool to her journey of becoming World Daistar. And her friend is for some reason really good at acting, but they never really explain why she doesn't act. Anyhow, they audition for this fool, and on their way end up meeting the bitch. She's a German girl who really likes to throw some German lines out there even though she can speak Japanese. Anyway, she's a total bitch to this fool for no reason. So yeah, they arrive and this purple girl is the one testing them. She basically shows this girl Jesus for a second there, making her crumble down. You know, everyday struggles, am I right? The bitch does a great job, and when it's time for this fool to perform, I hear the weirdest creature I've ever heard in my entire life. This girl, she literally sounds like a chipmunk. She sounds like you made a koikatsu character and scaled up the voice pitch to the highest possible. I don't know who the voice actress is, but she's fucking great for pulling off this voice every single time. Anyway, this fool basically steals Blue Girl's identity and gets plus 100 riz on stage and passes. Fast forward, they have to do the Kaguya-sama tale in their official performance. So they need to do auditions to know who takes the lead role. The bitch does a great job again. Basically, her whole shtick is that she studies the material too much and makes a perfect performance off of it. This fool here made an oopsie. She copied yet another person, which is why she sucked ass. They told her to find herself, and all she did was touch grass. I'm not fucking with you, that's literally what they did. I have nothing more to say about my statement. So anyway, the real performance starts, and everything is cool. Until right at the climax, while the bitch is delivering her line, some electricity noise in the background pops, and then she forgore. Since her thing is being perfect, she doesn't have plan B and or plan C, which is obviously not a good girl thing. That's a bad girl thing, a bitch. Anyway, this fool improvises and saves the day. But before I close off, I need to speak about this blue girl. What the fuck is she? It literally took her 15 real life seconds to wear a full-on kimono and get on stage, even though she was wearing a long sleeve shirt, a t-shirt, and shorts. And I'm excluding the underwear. She really is Sonic, and this enemy is so damn slow for her, even though this bitch stops time? Anyhow, in the end, they praise this fool and tell her that she has the sense Sharingan. I'm not fucking with you. They mention the word sense every time someone does some weird superpower thing and their eyes glow. Anyway, the art is beautiful. The animation and frames go up every time they start acting. And yeah, this is a good turn off your brain anime. Also, this fool can't be more generic. She literally is the embodiment of generic main character.
Moshi 芸能人の子供に生まれていたらって考えたことはない？容姿やコネクションを生まれた時から持ち合わせていたらって。嘘はとびきりの愛なんだよ。
Oshinoko, or My Star. I don't think this one needs much introduction, as the anime which took the beloved place of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, the #1 anime on my anime list. I fully agree with it being the best anime of spring 2023. I already made a whole video about this, so I'm just gonna add to that one, being the spoiler stuff. So we have Goro and Sarina, the main big boy and girl we're following in this anime, or rather their spirits. Goro is a gynecologist and Sarina is a kid who has an illness. I'm guessing it's a type of cancer, but I'm not sure since they didn't specify. Anyhow, Sarina loves an idol called Hoshino Ai, and after she passes away, Goro grew to love Hoshino too, the same way Sarina did. So one day he is met with a patient who appears to be pregnant with a twin. Surprise! It was Hoshino, and he's almost shitting himself. He promises her a safe delivery of the babies the day before the birth. However, he notices someone shady outside who asks about Hoshino. Then he starts running, and Goro starts following him to a cliff. The shady dude is nowhere to be found until he appears behind Goro, pushing him off the cliff, killing him. Goro is concerned for Hoshino, but has no power to keep his eyes open. They close. Until they open again, and the first thing he sees is Hoshino's face. He has been reborn as the child of Hoshino. And surprise, Sarina has been reborn as the other child. What a fucking banger. They do some silly stuff, and both kids find out they are reborn people, but still don't know their real identities. I truly think I need to skip a lot of stuff here and go to the end of the episode because it's a freaking movie long. I'll put it in a nutshell, and basically they grow up, and the way the anime links their past lives to their current lives is absolutely brilliant. Anyhow, fast forward a lot, and we get to the big sad moment. The moment the doorbell rings. And all fans wanted to self-insert themselves into the anime to stop what's about to happen. The stalker is back. And the moment Hoshino opens the door, thinking it was her husband, finally wanting to see the kids, it wasn't. The milk journey was still too long for that fucker. And instead, we have the stalker who killed Goro. He stabs Hoshino in front of Aqua, who used to be Goro. And just behind the door, Ruby, who used to be Sarina. Hoshino doesn't just die there. She speaks to the stalker and ends up completing her story arc of loving people and smiling genuinely. The stalker realizes how fucked up he made the situation for no reason and ends up committing suicide minutes later. Hoshino, on her final breaths, encourages Ruby to pursue being an idol, encourages Aqua pursuing acting, and gives them a final genuine However, while Ruby is busy crying and grieving, Aqua activates brain mode and realizes the only person who could be behind this operation is none other than his father, who is supposed to be within the idol or acting industry. They end up growing up to be, I think, in high school. Ruby still wants to pursue being an idol, but Aqua is doing his best to close all doors of her ever being one, to not end up like Hoshino. This is as short of an explanation I can give without going into episode 2, cause we're already too much into this. Anyway, I love this anime, everyone loves this anime, and definitely no one hates this anime. I lock it as the best anime this season, and episode 2 only proves that. If for some outlandish dumb reason you still haven't watched it, get the fuck out of this video and watch it. That's about it. Now,